Without getting into detail about your personal finances, after independently producing your own special, was it worth it on the back end? Would you do it again if you could go back? Was the juice worth the squeeze, so to speak? 100%. The juice was 100% worth the squeeze for several reasons. But one, just climbing that mountain, me heading 10 years into comedy, I wanted something to show for it. I thought it was time for me to take that next step in my career, as what we're doing here at Hot Breath is cultivating the next generation of great comics. I asked myself, well, what does a great comic have? What does a great comic do? And what a great comic has was an album. I was going to record an album, and then a listener of the podcast actually reached out and said, hey, I have a video production company. Let's make this a comedy special. So it just kind of organically grew into becoming a comedy special. And it is 100% worth every cent, every experience. It was just so great to kind of set a high goal, not knowing how I'm going to achieve it, and just incrementally working towards it. It was very rewarding, and it's now forever. I now have it forever. When we did a Q&A with Gary Owen, he actually talked about self-producing some of his early comedy specials and then just selling them out at his live shows. And then several years later, a company actually bought those early comedy specials from him for like twice what he paid for them. So he actually self-produced a special, sold it on the road, made back the money on those specials, and then later down the road actually had a company buy them for more than he initially paid for them to begin with. So it's just evergreen money. It's just that mailbox money that just keeps rolling in. And I can say, it was totally worth it on the back end. You don't want to get into details about finances, but I have made my money back on it. Just in selling out the live show, for the live show, I did different tiers of tickets, like from VIP all the way down to like your general admission. Did a few different levels that included different things. And through that, I was able to sell out, but also make back about half the money just on the show. And then through promoting it and it just being out for a while, and through the graciousness of several of you who have actually ordered it, it actually has made back its money now, which is so great. And it was so rewarding. And really, my only goal with the special was to complete it, get out of my comfort zone, create a goal I didn't know how I was going to succeed at, and actually work towards making it happen. But more importantly, the goal was to show other comics that it is possible. It is possible to create your own success, just like we're tracking with Steve's album recording. This is a comic who has a goal. He doesn't know how he's going to achieve it. He doesn't know what the end result's going to be, but he has set a goal out that he wants to record an album himself. So now we are tracking that journey. And if you heard our Q&A with him today, he's had a lot of ups and downs with it. And that's part of the process. But 100%, it was completely worth it because I was ready. This is something I can be proud of. This is something Steve and I talked about today was, if you want to record an album or do a special, just make sure it's material that you can be proud of. That in 15 years, you're still going to be like, you know what, I'm still proud of those jokes. And it took me about 10 years to do that. Steve's doing it almost 8 years now. So it takes time, but 100% worth it, PJ. Hey, hot brethren and sistren, if you enjoyed this comedy tip, subscribe to this YouTube channel and go join our Facebook group to have your questions answered live on next week's Q&A.